What is going on? I'm Spencer Tillis.
And I'm Trayvon Miles.
And this is the Delmarva Sports Insider. Coming up on today's episode, Lake Forest was looking to finish out their season strong, but could the Spartans pull off the upset against Milford?
That's right. In homecoming season, though on Old Backbone Road, Dell State taking a trip to Princess Anne to spoil the festivities at UMES.
And Seaford was looking to shock the world twice in 1 week, but could the Blue Jays best another Antelope South team against Delmar? But first, Trey, we got to talk about a little something special. You know, this weekend is the NBA All-Star Game. Well, we got an even better star-studded lineup of All-Stars coming into town. The Harlem Globetrotters are going to be coming in, and I get the honor of playing with these guys. Too bad for them. I mean, it's going to be a tough game. I'll call a spade there. Don't ask Coach Phillips about that. He might have us up on that one. But I tell you what, we got to do a contest for tickets. All you got to do is submit your name, and you got an opportunity to possibly get some. And here are our big winners to get to go to the game. Sharon Wilson from Georgetown earned tickets, as well as Tammy Hosser from Greenbackville and Robert Gawley from Millsboro. That is, you get the tickets to the big show, and I tell you what, Troy, this thing is going to be a ton of fun. I can't wait. I've never had a chance to actually even see them in person, but it's going to be a blast.
It's going to be a lot of fun, Tillis. We'll have to see you in action. Welcome and happy Valentine's Day, people. Hope you all are having a very love-filled day. Today, Spencer, we are going to kick it off with a rivalry where there's no love lost. Parkside Rams and the Wahai Indians clashed on Tuesday. Senior night in the Waller Dome, 6 members of the tribe being honored, but it would be Parkside senior Jawan Williams doing the honors early. Williams knocking down the 3. Silk with 7 points on the night, but Parkside just could not seem to stop Tory Brittingham. If we're talking Bayside Player of the Year, Spencer, I do not see how we don't lead the conversation with this guy. Brittingham doing it all, dropping 3s, getting to the rack, giving Wahai the 30-28 lead at the break, with Parkside, Colin Gaynor coming right back at him. Parkside would tie this game up, but it would be Brittingham right here with the shot of the game. 16-footer to give Wahai the 2-point lead with less than a minute, and they would not relinquish that lead. Indians win it 57-54, and I tell you what, Spencer, Wahai is just rolling, and I mean rolling right now. The Indians finally getting revenge for that blown 20-point lead last month. When you look at the tape, like I said, it's in the highlights. Brittingham gave the Rams fits. Hard to believe the Indians are one blown call away from technically being undefeated this season. Didn't see Diggs in the highlight, prompting me to bring up something that you said, Spencer, on Twitter, the officiating.
Well, you want to be a little quiet about it. I got no problem talking about it. The officiating was horrendous in this game, and it's a tragedy. I mean, you go into this game, the Bayside Championship is on the line. You got some of the best teams in the entire conference going at it. Gaynor, Diggs, you know, some of the best players. And Diggs got to play a total of maybe 6 minutes in this game. He got a bunch of touch fouls. There was no rhythm to the game. You could ask anybody that was there, including me, and there was just no enjoyment. It seemed like the game was waiting to keep going, and the refs kept getting in the way. I mean, all the congrats in the world to Wahai. They deserve it. I mean, the run they are on, like you said, has been incredible. It just felt like officiating ruined this game to me.
You hate to see it, but they'll see each other again. He can get his revenge then if he
We hope so anyway. We'll see what happens. And the Antelope had a matchup of a couple of teams at the top of the polls, as well as Polytech was at home taking on Sussex Tech. And buckle up, because this one would be all Poly. Third quarter winding down, but not before Jawan Gray goes up and gets that one with a two-handed flush. Fourth quarter now, and the senior was added again. Check out this sweet, silky spin move, cycle, and the finish at the rack for 2. The Ravens trying to fight their way back. It's when Brandon Palmer on the drive here goes glass on the floater, gets the bump plus the bucket for the end one. He had a team-high 21, but like I said, this was all Poly. Devon Mallory goes baseline, the two-handed flush. He had 31 in this one, plus 10 boards and 4 blocks. Panthers are going to hear this all season long. They win 85-66, and I tell you what, these guys are absolutely ridiculous. They are the best team on hardwood. We get to watch them in the best show. They are seriously impressive. And you got to remember something else. Sussex Tech came into this game hot. I mean, they'd won 7 of their last 9 games, and Polytech spanked them in this one. I mean, I don't care what Danny Lamb says. He has all this talk about, you know, Wahai having a chance to play with Polytech. It would not happen. Polytech would smack them as well.
I would definitely have to agree with you on that. We haven't seen anything remotely this year close to the product that Polytech puts on the floor each night. Their bigs can shoot. Their guards locked down on defense. Seemingly nothing can be done with them in Delaware. For me, I don't see why shouldn't be up in the Bob at University of Delaware playing for the state title, not getting to the state title game, but actually winning a state title.
Yeah, talking to Mallory after the game, he said that's their goal right now, undefeated in Delaware, and they had no shame talking about it.
Why not? They're the best team. Back over to Maryland now, another big-time matchup going down on Tuesday with Washington traveling to see Pocomoke, starting it off in the second with less than 5 to play. Great name, Trayvon Brown hitting a 3 just before halftime buzzer. Gave Pocomoke the 40-38 lead going into the locker room. The third quarter belonged to the Jags. Cameron Summers, 3 of his 10 points there. Then the young man, Deshaun Parks, would take over. Powerful drive here to the cup. Team high 18 for Parks. He made big plays all night, including this one right here with a steal, less than 20 seconds to go. Washington running out the clock from there and running out of Pocomoke with a huge 71-68 win. And Spencer, I really feel like Washington crucially needed this win. Pocomoke had been on a nice streak lately, and I kind of felt like people were kind of starting to forget about Washington a little bit. This is a veteran team, people, with a lot of experience playing together. Parks, as I said, was dominant all night, and this was a big win as far as the 1A region goes for the Jags.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Washington was pretty much, the hindsight here the last couple of weeks. They kind of fell off the map a little bit. But on the other side, this was a bad loss for Pocomoke. I mean, they had the cards stacked up for them, a chance to really be in the driver's seat there in the 1A. They lose this one. It was tough. They had any chance of catching Y-High. They knew they had to win this one. They pretty much gave the title on a silver platter over there to the Indians. And I tell you what, you got to give the Jags some credit. I mean, that is a tough place to play.
It is.
And especially with what was going on there. I mean, coming in this one, they needed to get some confidence going because this is another team. You expect to see them run into each other here in a few weeks.
Oh, certainly.
It's going to be round 3 will be probably the funnest one.
Another rematch.
Well, we had a big game last night as well up in Camden where Caesar Rodney was taking on Smyrna and picked things up here in the second half. Noshawn Davis going to work for the Riders, gets the bucket there, then goes right back to work, gets another bucket right there. Then a few plays later, he's going to follow this one up. And stop me if you hear this, he gets the bucket right there. That gave CR a 35-33 lead headed into the fourth. But there, the Eagles made their hay right here. Latrell Lee turns the corner, gets the rack, the nice layup for 2 right there. That would tie it up, and then the Riders trying to hang in there now. Terrence Braxton gets to the elbow, pulls up, and knocks down that little mid-range J, but the Eagles would make the biggest play of the game. Courtesy Javier Worthy pulls up from distance, ice water in his veins, buries it. Smyrna pulls out the huge road win, 50-46. And I tell you what, Smyrna just continues to impress me, right? I mean, they just grind out wins. There's just something about them. It's never really the prettiest basketball you've seen, but they find a way to get those wins. And I tell you what, they're doing it without their best player, Stedman Capana. I mean, that guy was solid. And the reports are, he's going to be sidelined for a while with a pretty serious-looking injury. And that's tough for these guys. I mean, with him, it would have been so interesting to see how deep they could have made it. Without him, they're still looking very impressive, and it's going to be interesting to see how this ends for them.
Even without Capana, Latrell Lee is doing it all for this team right now. He is a long kid that can score the ball at will. When you throw in Worthy and the rest of that starting lineup, look out because Smyrna could upset a couple teams when it comes to tournament time. The way they play defense, Spencer, I love. They are a very scrappy team.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. Well, all right, we're going to take our first commercial break, but coming up next, what else? It is still high school hoops. A bunch more good games this week. Keep it right here.
Tori Brittingham, starting point guard for Wycomico County High School. You're watching Delmar Sports Insider.